those who target journalists are happy to target journalists who are not, in any union. They want to isolate journalists, and then you become an easy target. So we're encouraging journalists to join groups, unions, because then that is where we can collectively address their issues. Most organizations out here, they want to work with journalists who are united, who are in a group. So we're encouraging journalists to form groups. If they don't want to belong to those that are already existing, we are encouraging them to form their own groups, so that then when we have resources, it becomes easy for us to work with groups and not individual journalists.
They have caused some concern. I think the way we are looking at it as the Kenya Editors Guild is that they seem to aim at limiting entry into journalism rather than encouraging. They make it very difficult for journalists to get accredited, especially for new journalists and for freelancers who may not be working for any specific employer. We're also concerned that they use some certain terms which in my view go back to the days of a single party system when the security state ruled. They propose, for instance, that the Media Council can revoke your accreditation or revoke your accreditation on the grounds of public interest. This public interest is not defined. So it is open, that kind of clause is absolutely open to abuse. And I think we do need to have a conversation within the media fraternity to discuss those guidelines and agree on what works for the media and media practitioners rather than what works for those who may want to control the media. I think those laws all need to be revised in view of the current constitution, particularly on the Bill of Rights, the guarantee on freedom of the media, and also guarantees on all other rights like freedom of assembly, freedom of association, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So all the Public Order Act is rather dated. The Preservation of Public Security Act is rather dated. The Suppression of Terrorism Act is rather new, but contains very archaic and frightening provisions. So there has been, since the new constitution was passed in 2010, there has been a process of rewriting the laws to make sure that they conform with the new constitution. And I think this needs to be done urgently, particularly for security laws.